5 times, give me $1. I'm just hungry, I'll take food if you got some. Anybody wanna buy my mix CD? I need to feed my family, somebody help me.
What's good, people? It's your boy Jay Fresh right here, and I'm here with an artist. I'm going to give you a few quotes right here. She is greatness. Tish is so dope. I love her. I wish she could come to Australia. I'd go and see her perform. Yeah, she's dope. Artists like her make music still worth doing. # salute. I'm joined here in Brixton. Tish Hyman, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's great to have you here, man.
It's good to be here. I'm very excited.
I had to just introduce it there with just a few little quotes. I know that you're hot on the Twitter, the YouTube. You check those quotes. You know what people are saying about you out there.
Yes, I do. I appreciate everything they're saying.
It's nothing but love, man. Now you're coming to the end of your kind of UK stopover here.
Yes.
10, 11 days deep. How are we feeling out there?
I feel really, really good. I plan on utilizing all my energy on my last night. My flight is early in the morning.
Crazy. And what kind of bits and pieces you doing to make sure you're in tip-top health condition? You know, that the voice is in good condition. You know, you're eating no junk food, keeping it falafel, keeping it clean.
I ain't doing shit, man.
We know this.
I'm eating a lot of Jamaican food.
That's what I like to hear.
I'm eating a lot of falafels. I've had a couple English breakfasts. They were cool. I don't really dig the beans, but I tried. Okay. I like to try things.
We appreciate the effort. Thank you.
Yes. I had to. I was like, it's English breakfast. Give it to me. I'm gonna eat beans and eggs today, and I'm gonna like it. All right. Yeah, I've been drinking lots of tea. Mm-hmm. And sleeping at least 5 hours a day.
At least 5 hours.
At least.
That's a lie-in. I know what your work rate's like.
Oh my God, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Now let's talk about music, man, because I need to give a shout out to Sean, who was sending me your music, hollering at me and saying, look, Tish is over fresh. You need to holler this girl. You need to link this girl. And the schedule was looking crazy, and we finally got you in here in the studio. And you know what? You're a very talented young lady, man. I think the music's crazy that you're doing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You know, it feels good to be received well by people, and you know, I put my whole heart into this, so I'm just glad you guys like it. And
now, I don't want to talk to you about this comparison because I know you've been asked it 800 times, at least. But if I talk about Lauryn Hill and I talk about the miseducation of, what is your favourite record off that record?
Oh man, there's so many, but I think X Factor was one of my favorites. Her vocals were incredible on that song, and the writing is amazing. But she had almost every song on the album I listened to. Loved it.
For me, I got to say Lost Ones.
Lost Ones was the joint too.
I'm still feeling that. I've even been known when I'm in my whip to attempt to rap along. I throw in some patois. Yeah, it's good that you haven't heard that, but Lauryn, man, legendary album.
Absolutely.
All that good stuff. Now, this is an artist that you've been likened to a fair few times now.
Yeah.
A massive compliment. At the same time, sometimes when you're likened or you're put in a pigeonhole to an artist, it's nice to hear, but you know, you're you. You want to be known as yourself. There's only one of you doing what you do.
Absolutely. I mean, I look at it like when you're great, they have to compare you to someone because nothing under the sun has never been done. We're all kind of a reincarnate of something that was before. And I couldn't be in better company, so I don't mind at all. It's cool that people respect what I'm doing and think that I'm similar to Lauryn Hill. We have very similar tones. I would be a fool to say any otherwise. And like I said, I'm in great company, and I'm just me. I'm from the street. I'm a street girl. You know, I'm a little bit different. And I hope to pick up where she left off or to continue what she started, which was, you know, empowering women and making sure that there was an example to follow for lyricism and great storytelling.
Man, what an answer. That's sick. One word that we use a lot in the game is the word real or authentic.
Yeah.
You know, you touched on it there that you're from the street. I've seen the interviews. I've seen the freestyles in your mum's apartment. I've seen the way that you respond to people on social media. Like, as a fan of music and a DJ and a broadcaster, I love it. We need more people like you who are passionate about it and get involved and go, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do a freestyle at my mum's apartment. I'm going to stick it on YouTube. We need this, man.
Yeah, man. You know, I just feel like, you know, I'm just me. I don't really think about what's really happening these days or what people do. That's just some shit I do. Like, I'm like, look, I freestyle. I like to do it. If I'm at the crib, I'm at the stoop, wherever I'm at, I'm going to just spit. Thankfully, you have cameras that can capture it and put it up, and hopefully people enjoy it. And I get some trolls, too, that say some stuff to me online. I always respond to everything.
I've seen the response. What kind of responses are people coming with?
Yeah, I mean, like, at first they'd be like, oh, she look like Freddie Gibbs. I don't know who that is. This rapper. I had to look him up to find out what he looked like. I'm like, man, this nigga look like Tupac. I don't look like Tupac. I don't look like Freddie Gibbs. He's not a bad looking guy, but he looks like Tupac. I don't look like fucking Tupac. Then they'll be like, ha ha, I'm surprised you even responded to me. LOL, y'all love your music. Thanks. And I'm like, it's cool. Like, I'm funny, man. I'm still high school with it, so I couldn't accept jokes and shit. I think it's funny.
It's all good, man. Now, you touched on freestyling there. Now, there's a UK artist called Dizzy Rascal, a grime guy. Now, when he first came through on the underground, doing the club circuit, I likened him to like a caged animal. Every time he got the mic, he was hungry. He was ready for that. And I've got to say, with yourself, with the freestyles, you're just... It's you. It's what you're about. As soon as you get the mic, I can see you checking out the vinyl already at the side of the wall here. You're just hungry to get and just spit those spit those bars.
Yeah, man, it's fun, man. I do it for fun. I love it. Like, it's I don't know. I think it's just a fun way to express myself after a few drinks and some smoke and just chilling with the homies. You just want to rap. I like rapping. That's how I grew up. We grew up rapping, so.
And if someone asks you to do a freestyle and you haven't had the smoke, you haven't had the drink, I mean, does that happen, or is it something you're not really happy with?
It's been happening a lot because, these interviews are in the morning, this is a professional setting, and it's not like, like I'm in the hallway with my homies.
You're not wilding out.
Nah, but it's cool. It's cool. Like, it's good practice. It's good to keep me on my toes. And, some of the freestyles might be dope. Some of them might not be so dope. Hey, it is what it is. It's off the top. So who knows what's going to come out.
Now, I know you mentioned that you focus on you and you stay in your lane in what you're doing, which is wicked. But I want to ask you about ghostwriting right now. In the world of R&B, songwriting and working as a team, widely accepted, widely allowed. It's just the way things are. For a rapper to have a ghostwriter, is that acceptable? Will it ever be acceptable? Are people too precious? I know you're going to give me a real answer.
I think nowadays a lot of things that are acceptable might not have been acceptable in the beginning. So in terms of what's acceptable, it changes every day. It used to not be acceptable to spit a fucking whack rap, but nowadays you got rappers sounding like you don't know what they're saying.
What kind of people?
I mean, they're just sounding retarded. They're talking. You got people rapping about lives they don't really live. Talking about dealing drugs when they really never dealt drugs. They're talking about shooting people. They don't shoot people. So this is not real anymore. So I guess rap has. That's probably why. That's really why I stopped really caring about rap because it got to a point where rap didn't take to be a good rapper to be on. You didn't need skills. And once I saw that was the issue, I stopped writing raps. That's why I freestyle now. I don't write raps anymore. So whether or not it's acceptable to have a ghostwriter, really for me, I don't think so. But in the terms of where hip hop is and the kids who listen to it and like how little respect it is for lyricism and true authenticity and flows that are your own, it's acceptable now. I mean, and in terms of this whole Drake and Meek Mill thing, because we all know that everybody's trying to like talk about this. Drake, whether or not he writes those raps, he's dope as hell. I like his music. I think that he writes majority of the stuff. I heard the Quentin Miller reference, and I heard that there was a lot of parts that Drake would put in there that wasn't there. So maybe he's getting help with ideas, which has always been something that has happened since the beginning of time. It just wasn't something that was so broadcasted and there was more so people were writing more than they weren't writing. But shit, Drake is one of the top rappers in the game, and you know what? Everybody's trying to sound like him now. He made sons out of all these rappers, so shout out to Drake for that. He made sons out of all these rappers. I can't stand it. I hear these kids and they all sound like Drake. I'm like, we have Drake. We love Drake.
Just do you.
Yeah, we don't need you sounding like Drake. So he's doing something right, and I think it was a poor play by Meek Mill to call it out and not be able to send it home.
And you'll get a real answer out of you for that.
That's it. That's all I can do is be real,
That's what we love about you, man. That's what we love about you. Taking responsibility for your life. For youngsters in the game,
yes,
lots of people who get involved in music can be from all types of backgrounds, all types of situations. But now I firmly, as an individual, believe there are opportunities available to people
Mhm.
with those life choices that maybe weren't available 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know it's something that you're very kind of strong about, because there's got a quote here that did make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing I'm editing out this interview, because we're cussing, we're swearing a lot.
I forgot about this word.
It's cool. I love it. If you was born after 1996, stop bitching.
Yeah,
Real talk.
it's true. I mean, all right, so when I did that interview, like I traveled a bit more after that interview, and I went to like Chicago, and I've seen that there are areas where they're not exposed to a lot of things. So if you were born after 1996, stop bitching. I firmly believed it when I said it. I still kind of believe it, but I do also believe that there is a level of structure that has been built to make certain people a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from New York City. So in New York City, that might be the case. Like, bro, what are you talking about? You're in New York City. It's one of the fastest running cities in the world. You have the train, you have everything. But somebody who lives in Southside Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't have the access to the trains and maybe has the internet, but you know, I don't know what's going on there. It was I was in Chicago for 5 days. It changed my whole outlook on a lot of things that I thought. So it's growing every day. But I do believe that young people have more opportunities now, and you have to take it into your own hands to have a future. Even if you are in the south side of Chicago, even if you are in Indianapolis, in some of these places where they have food deserts, and in some of these places where they don't have the resources to attain any type of positive tools to get themselves out, you have to go to where the resources are.
Mm-hmm.
You have to seek them out. They're not in front of you. You've got to find them, because otherwise you'll just be living a living statistic, and you kind of make yourself that by accepting it. Yeah, it's set up for you to be this way, but you don't have to be this way. So I've changed it a little bit. It's altered a little bit my perception.
Well, that's part of the growth of hitting new territory, hitting new countries.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I do think it is relative to what you're exposed to. But if you're hungry, and I know you're hungry, and not just for the food we've been talking about off camera, but you need to go out there and make this stuff happen.
No, you have to. You have to be diligent, and you have to be relentless in your pursuit to success in whatever realm that is for you. And no, you don't have to be a rapper, and no, you don't have to be a basketball player. Whatever you want to be, you should be that and be the best that you can in that field, and you'll be happy and you'll make a good living doing that. You know, even if you work at McDonald's, I remember laughing at the idea of working at McDonald's until I met someone who worked at McDonald's and made $80,000 a year, and I was like,
What do they do in McDonald's? That's my
They worked their way up. They worked their way up. They were there doing fries and cleaning floors, and then they worked their way up. Now they're in a corporate.
Wow.
You know, and that just goes to show you how it can start here and it can grow. You just have to be willing to stick it out. Nothing's easy. So obviously McDonald's not ideal, but shoot, if that's all you're qualified to do, and that's the only job you're qualified to get in that job and work your way up to a place where you couldn't even imagine being.
Make it happen.
You know?
Make it happen, man. Let's bring it back to music.
Mm-hmm.
Subway Art. Strong record and a very powerful visual as well. To those who maybe have yet to check it out, shame on you. But secondly, talk me through the record in your own words, man.
Thank you, Aristotle, first off, for the great visual. He totally captured everything that the song embodied. Subway Art is my outlook on the trains in New York City and the systems and how things work. My whole album is called Dedicated To, and it's basically an autobiography about my life and some of the things I went through growing up. So I wanted people to see things through my eyes. So Subway Art was one of the things that affected me, like seeing homeless people on the trains asking for money, drug addicts on the trains asking for money, kids selling candy, people dancing, people playing music. All of these things is a part of New York culture, but people don't really know. And the reason why I called it Subway Art is because it's like a painting on a wall. You know, these people are there, they don't move, but you don't try to help. You can't, even if you give them $1, it doesn't change their life. So you can't really do anything about it to move it or change it. It's just there, like art. So it's Subway Art.
And I know the album you just touched on there, the album's been completed.
Yes.
But it's not slated for release until next year.
Yes.
So I need to ask you a question about an album now. I'm a little bit younger than I might look. It's the white hair, it's the very white skin. But I'm from an era where you would buy an album, you would digest that album, you would listen to it. We mentioned Lauryn earlier. You would listen to all the album tracks. You would find your personal favourites. Now music is consumed very differently.
Yes.
So when you're putting together an album, I mean, is it how hard is it to like creatively think, how can I make people listen to this properly, listen to the full body of work and really get what I'm talking about? Because we're in an era where people just a minute of a record or they check a full album. So how did you approach that?
Well, my main thing was to not think about what people would listen to. I thought about what I wanted to say, and I wanted people to feel like after listening to this album they knew me. It's like we had a conversation and I just told you everything about my life. So because I'm saying real stories and I'm speaking about my life, if you're interested in knowing me, you're going to listen to every song on the album. And you know how albums work. You know, you'll have a song that you listen to 20 times. You get tired of that song, you go to another song. The greatest thing about this album is I think that there's a song for every mood. There's sad songs, there's happy songs, there's up-tempo songs, there's mid-tempo songs, there's songs about food, ironically. So I have a whole song called The Munchies. It's all about when you get the munchies and what you want to eat. So I think there's a song for every mood in life. I think there's something for everyone on the album, and I also am glad to know that there's a message behind every single song, except maybe Munchies. Munchies is just about being hungry.
It's there.
You're just hungry.
It's right there.
The message is sometimes you get hungry and you want to eat all these things, but yeah. So I think that that's what people are going to listen to the album for. Not only just the tone of voice, but the production is very forward. We don't sound, none of it sounds like anything else that's out right now. And the album's been completed, and it's not going to date itself. I feel like it's a timeless album, and I put my whole heart and soul into it. You know,
I mean, is the plan at the moment allow Subway Art to marinate, let it do that thing, and then obviously then you're coming up with the album, and that's coming up then?
I'm releasing 2 more singles. I'm releasing a song called Dream next month. It's featuring Ty Dolla $ign and Fabulous. So this is like a record that you guys are going to get next month, and then right before Christmas I'm releasing a song called I Don't Want to Go Home for Christmas. And that's going to be it's a very emotional song about how I didn't go home for Christmas for the last 2 or 3 years since I've been in Hollywood. It's not because I'm in Hollywood I'm enjoying it so much. There's a story behind it, and I tell people why I haven't been home in years. And Dream is about following your dream and just having tunnel vision. And I'm thankful that I got Ty and Fab to help me out on that song. So you're going to get 2 records, and then the top of the year we'll release Dedicated 2 with a new single called 4-Letter Word, which you guys are going to love.
Wicked, man. I mean, you mentioned Fab there. I mean, it's been well documented. You've had a number of powerful co-signs from people that I didn't realize it was you who featured on one of the Fab records as well until I checked. I was like, rah, that's you. Sick, man. So I mean, I guess you've been asked this question a few times as well in terms of how it feels to get those co-signs to be pushed forward. But again, you want to come with, when you release your material, you want the focus to be you.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes there's a situation where people release a record or a number of records and you think wicked, but there's X, Y, and Z on it, and A, B, and C on it, which is dope. But maybe you sometimes get a little bit lost in that. Absolutely.
I mean, I only have those features on this one song, and then Casey Veggies put a verse on another song that I may or may not use. I'm still trying to figure out if it makes sense to use it. In terms of that, it feels really good to be received by people that I've loved for so long. Fab has been a very big influence to me in the culture of hip-hop for years. Ty Dolla is so talented and an amazing person. We just had the best time. We get on very well together. And I'm not worried about being overshadowed by the names, because I think people really love my voice and they really love what I'm doing. And it just so happens that I have these 2 amazing people with me. And the whole song is like, the video, everything about it is going to be so cool. I have Taj shooting the video. Taj is like one of the best directors in LA. And, I think that people are just going to love the fact that I'm getting these people on tracks with me. They're going to be like, damn, I'm from New York. And to be able to say I got Fab and, hopefully a Nas feature at some point, and Jay-Z.
Come on,
and
that's
all the
sick.
Kings.
That's
I mean, I'm
crazy.
from New York, so I plan to do a song with all the people from New York. Like, I'm very much a New Yorker to the bone. So I'm getting a song with Jay-Z. I'm getting a song with Nas. There's no way I'm not doing a song with Wu-Tang. There's no way that I'm not going to work with Cameron. And, just so many people bust the rhymes,
So you're dropping these names now. Now I'm gassed just sat here because you're reading off people who like I've rated since day one, whose records I'm constantly listening to.
My icons.
So I'm excited, not only for the record but for the future as well.
Yeah, me too. And I mean, I met Busta. Me and Busta had a really good time hanging out in New York. So I'm sure I'll run into him again, and we'll definitely do a song together. I met Jay a long time ago when I was young. Like 2 or 3 times I met Jay-Z. And he doesn't know anything about me or like how good I am. Maybe he might know now because I think I've been on Tidal and whatever. But I just can feel it. Like, these are the New Yorkers. There's no way that you're going to be from New York and not want to work with me. Real recognize real.
Well, that's it. And the momentum, the snowball effect is really happening there. And I'm excited for you, man. But thanks a lot for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much.
We're gonna lay down some tracks, and we might get some food a little bit later on.
Hey, I'm with that. I like to eat.